So right now we are the revisioning of the the lessons. The last time we had the discussed the ended the first unit. It will be over the generations of the computers. It is already over. So today we are discussing to the second lesson. So you know all the people that IT you have that good awareness of this thing in the current generation of that people how in this connection. So in the computer systems in the hardware and softwares in the data communication, what type of the procedures is there? So any one of that computer system it will be required, it will be working through the software only. For example, we are the buying the new phone, there is no of that applications. It is the waste of these things. The same thing here. The computer also the softwares is the required according to in our disciplinary what type of that works is the going on in the common phenomena that is the majorly in the computer it will be working to the applications of that pattern just like the ms office office is also one of the software it will be uploading so it will be goes to the functionings of word excel internet browsing such type of the tools it will be working through the, on that net on that base of that applications of that format and the computer systems what type of that computers is there so in the previously, we have discussed the computers of the system. So what type of the computers is there? Today the computer is a supercomputer, is a mini micro. First one is a supercomputer. Supercomputers means so just like as previously the supercomputers, best example from the universities, not only for the universities. So United Nations, especially in the USA and China and Japan, majorly the type of the countries in the majorly they are using the supercomputers. Supercomputers it will be working to the big data analytics, big data maintaining. So today the supercomputers are maintaining to the Facebook and Twitter in the social media also. So this type of that patterns in the supercomputers is the whose database the India the Parang computers the India supercomputer is the China in India is the supercomputer is name called as a Parang computer. Computer who is developed by in India. So India it will be developed by the supercomputer is the name called as a Param computer and mainly in the mainframe computers. So mainframe computers it will be comes to the 1964 onwards. The mainframe computers is basically in IBM. IBM is the best example of the company. The mainframe of the computers they are the developed the mainframe computers. So entirely in the big data of the applications it will be working on that area. So that is for example iPhone cloud is there. So iPhones of the majorly where is there the generating and developed to the entire the content of the patterns that is the software and applications and each and everything the database is the maintaining in the USA only. So this is the cloud application mainframe computers they are the big whose data they are the applicable they are using such type of the top companies and also mini computers. So just like as a mini computers means in the laptop and etc. So this is the only for the using of digital equipment corporation they are the developed in the 1964 onwards. So mini computers just like as a small computer just like as a mini just like as the tabs just like as the small computers so 18 14 inches or 18 inches of the computers so mini computers it will be comes to the working on the in-house of that application in the small companies they are the using these applications of that mini computers and also microcomputers. And the microcomputers is the basically that is also same scenario. So the microcomputers, smallest of the computers, they are using the office works in the home works and the business people. They are the engaging and personal computers. Today the laptops, mini gadgets, and just like as the mobiles, it will be comes to the patterns of this the personal computers. These patterns is the going on, and also trends is the going on today. What is the trends is the going on? Notebooks just like as a notebook means the computer the Apple notebook is there that is the cost of around in the 50 to 60,000 the notebook it will application the all just no need to write of that no previously in the diaries how it will be writing of that people so the today is the what is going on 29th of the June this event is the going on there the mentioned writing in the manually today The notebooks is the came in the, all the applications, whatever of the transactions, video files and lecture files, ppts, each and everything, the people will no need to carry up that notebook, just like as they're writing of that notebook and the physical content of that format. The laptop it will be carrying just like as a notebook of that format in the Apple notebook. So immediately it will be carrying the whose database. So that is the majorly there's the nowadays of that new generations they are using laptops. You know the laptops, what is the purpose, what is the using. So that laptops is the big size is there, small size is there, inches. So according to the academic edu, previously it will be goes to the only they are using the business people only. So right now today all the business people also they are using this type of the patterns. The educational sector majorly they are using, and software people also, and palm tops. So this is also one of the laptop of the computer. It will be working on that, and also cell phones and computer terminal. Cell phones and computer terminal, just like as you and me, the both are the interacting in the classwork through the mobile network, cellular mobile networking. So the cell phones, it will be also is the one of the device of that electronic to way of that communication. You and all the public in national and international domain of this area. So this type of that recent trends is the going on. So that is the laptops and notebooks and farm computers and also cell phones. Today is the major fascinate of that cell phones only, tabs only. So in this purpose, what is that mainly they are the using? So in the organization of the structure of the computer, that is the programming of the data. So once we were the typing any one of that information, so immediately for example, we are the open the computer on the system. Once in through the keyboard of that point of view, we have the uploaded any one of the content of the document. We have the typing. It will be goes to the memory of that programming data and controlling and arithmetic. So once we have the upload to the any of that key command, any of that letter, any one of that balance sheet we have the uploaded, it will be goes to the automatically, that is the numerical method. Automatically there the storing and memory and recalling and retrieving the computer. And again in the output, once we have the giving to the output of the printout, so immediately it becomes to the output of that area. So this type of that parameters, what is that input of the devices? Keyboard, mouse, etc. It will be called as the best example of that input device. Once we have the entered in the monitor where the typing of the computer, any one of that letter, it will be goes to the input of the device. And the keyboard and monitor also it will be under the part. So without of that keyboard and how it will be working, how it will be data entered. So keyboard and mouse it will be, that is the called as a cursor. It will be reflected which place where the moving the system in the application wherever the typing and the top to bottom moving of that cursor. So in this area, what type of that examples and what type of that home basically enter the home purpose in the business purpose, where all are using this type of that materials. And monitors means especially in the software of the companies and the educational systems, they are the monitoring maintaining the monitors. So monitors is the helping of that entirely the what is the going on stock markets. Basically the stock markets and the each of that data, how it will be going on, what is that, it will be reflected to the share value each and everything through the monitor only. And mouse, what is the use of that mouse. So in the any one of that application, it will be directly to you, and both of the content of that typing of that area, we are applying the mouse, the use of these things. And the track of the ball, what is the track of that ball, the computers. And also this the light pen. The light pen is called as a, just like as the today is the all digital scenario. The online lectures is the going on the digital pens. So there is no need to have the piece of chalk in the blackboard. No one cannot do writing on that area. So directly what are they doing, just like as a digital camera. So in the digital pen they are the using and removing. So immediately once you have the writing of that any one of the content lecture, there the lecture is the going on, the mathematical applications is the going on. Each and everything in the step of the step it will be mentioned on the digital board. Once it will be removing easily to removable. So this is the use and display use and removable person removable place. And also it will be easiest of that way to understanding the digital technology. And also distributed graphical tables. Graphical tables means just like as a Bahubali movie. So in the graphical, all the images it will be goes to the graphical scenario. So that means when people is there or not. So the for example in the buffalo, the buffalo, that much of that weight is there or not, length is there or not. So entirely there is a picturization of that graphical method. In the smallest of that buffalo, it will be showing biggest of that buffalo. Such type of that graphical designings, the small thing it will be reflected to the big thing. So big imaging. So such type of that applications is the going on. And basically this type of that major concepts, all the applications of the purpose, they are the using the computers. So this is the main of the scenario of the importance of the computers in the basically, the what is the scanners of that important scanners where the scanning and uploading and output devices. So in the computer, in the examples of the output device is called as a example is the printer is the output devices. Once input of the devices, what type of the for example, we are typing any one of the letter format or programming. Once it will be comes to the paper where the giving to the printout, immediately it will be comes to the through the printer. That is the output devices. Output devices is the example of the printers. And also dot matrix printers is the different type of the printers is there. Jet matrix printers is there, color printers is there, dot matrix printers is there. Dot matrix printers is the right now is outdated, and some areas they are using. That means dot matrix printers means in the slowly one dot to another dot. That is a continuously of that tearing of that sound. It will be comes and againly it will be takes to the much more of the time. And also nowadays today is the inkjet printers is game. So once it will be comes to the inkjet printer, once you have the giving the clicking on that, immediately it will be comes to the printout. So such type of that parameters in the reflections of the entirely in the printers is the going on. So that is one scenario. And the printers also are, inkjet printers and the laser printers and dot matrix printers. That means jet printers. That means in the smoothness of the qualitative of that quality of that print, it will be reflected. It will be comes to the high quality of that inkjet printers. The resolution it will be reflected more and effectively. And also high speed digital non input graphical printers. And the graphical printers also, for example, there is no of that some diagram, it will be reflected on that area. So graphical designs, it will be not there, it will be there on that part, it will be showing on the images. So such type of the graphical images also it will be showing through the computers. And the multifunctional devices, so not only for the academic of that environment, multi-dimensional part. That means entirely all the interdisciplinary. For example, idli vendor is there. They are using the idli, dosa, chai. They are giving the token to the people to idli, to dosa, to masala. Dosa, such type of that multi-December by all the functions. The computer it will be gives to the brief of that the information, helping of that user community. And video displays. Video displays, today mobile is there, the any one of the video image is there where the showing, and that is called also mm, one of that area. So this is all the parameters is there, and the primary storage and secondary storage. So this is the majorly important of the primary storage. So primary storage means once you have the upload in the file in the desktop, that is the primary of the storage. So majorly in the secondary storage of the devices means, for example, where the uploading in the any one of that file is there, we are saving the data in the file of the that is the hard disk of that D drive or F drive. It will be storing the memory of that pattern. In the floppy disk, this is the outdated right now. They are the given the syllabus here. In the floppy disk means in the around in the 1990 onwards, just like as the hand pouch type of that material is there. In the blue microfilm is there. In the microfilm it will be storing the information. So they are the carrying the floppies in the 1990 up to 1995. After that is the outdated of the floppies. And also today CD DVD is there. DVDs also is the outdated of that material right now. No one. So previously the computers it will be comes to the floppy mode of that hard disk, and after that the CD mode and DVD mode of that hard disk are came in the market. After that, that is also is the outdated. Right now is the hard disk. So hard disk is only for the storaging of the information. entirely in the process. And the zip disk means entirely all the information it will be integrated in one platform only. So magnetic tapes means just like as a DVDs, CD and DVDs is there, and the magnetic tape they are the entirely have how it will be storing the data in the magnetic tapes only by the CD DVD. The magnetic tape is there, and the magnetic tape it will be entirely where the copying each and every rewritable the DVDs also is there. Once rewritable, that means you can erasing and rewriting. Such type of that process is the going on in the previous days. Today is the gone away, all these things, the computer disk and etc. It today is the CD, DVDs, all are gone. So today is the USB cables, drives only. So USB drives is there in the pen drives is there. So USB drives is the any with all the people the 4 tera, 8 terabyte in the hard disks they are using. So in this terabyte in the multi storage of the data it will be storing in our terabyte. Once easiest of that way in our terabyte we have the hard disk we can carry anywhere. In case you have the bulk video, marriage video photos is there. So individually in the mobile and each and everything, it is not easily carryable. In the hard disk is there, and immediately it will be storing the entirely big data. Also, it will be storing the whose data. So such type of the new technologies and tremendous is the going on. That is the mainly and typical configurations of that PC. So in the personal computers, the typical configuration means in the new trends and technologies that are going on that basis, the easiest stuff that way. So process is the very speed. Once you have the clicking on that. So for example, today in the 1990 up to 2000, the people will be all the cricket, it will be going to the 50 overs only. So there is no of the time after the 17 of the it's in the T20 is a game. So the IPL is game 2020 matches. So immediately they playing the game also quickly in the short it up this time. There is no much more of the time the sitting in the morning to up to evening. So that is the human body of that mentality that came in the scenario in the new generation. Today, the same scenario in the processor. Once you can click it and that immediately it will be showing. So that is the speedest of that computer is there, easiest of that way to reflecting the information. It will not taking to the much more of the time. And also uh, RAM and read and hard disk and each and the secondary card, each and every these all are common phenomena. So that is the majorly what is that monitoring monitors and mouse, keyboards and modem and softwares. In these all are CD-RAM. It will be all are integrated of the part of that computers. So this is the one of the parameters of that computers applications only. And data communication in the networking. So how it will be working data communication? So data communication means the communication that means communication means information to sharing to the one place to another place. That is the main thing. How it will be stored in modem only. For example, our system laptop, our college is there, in the digital library is there. For one system, it will be there. It will be around 30 systems is there. In the 30 systems, it will be reflected the same configuration, same video lectures is the open on. So if the modem is there, that means the entirely all the connections it will be integrated. You are the providing one connection only. So automatically in the 30 systems it will be connected to the modem through the modem only. So no need individually each of the systems they did not to connecting. So such type of these things, low bandwidth and high bandwidth of the channels. In case you know what is the low bandwidth and what is the high bandwidth. So low bandwidth means in the internet is the very low of these things. That means once you have the open the video, it will be not opened immediately. It will be roaming continuously round and round, round and round, round and round. It will be takes to the much more of the time. That means in your internet of that bandwidth, that means in the supplying of that internet, it will be very slowly. That is the low bandwidth. The high bandwidth means so immediately we are the touching on in our screen, in our mobile, we have the 5G mobile 5G SIM is the using in the internet. Once you have the clicking on that immediately it will be opened that video. That means in the accurate quick information it will becomes that is the bandwidth. So high bandwidth is there, internet there is no problems. So once in the high and low bandwidth both are there, so immediately it will be reflected easiest of that way to get it the more information. Public networking system. So public networking system means today is the channels is there. So ETV, all the news channels. So the Telegram channels is there in the USA. So once the public data networking is, it will be working very speedily. For example, in the USA, public networking system. Once you can click it and that it will be reflected in the entirely in the US in the 50 states, it will be immediately it will be showing the information. That is the main thing. Data communication networks. So data communication networks in the different networks is there. First one, the basis in the first one is the LAN network. So local area network is in the local area of the area network, it will be reflected. That is the LAN network, wide area network. So wide area network means just like as for example, local area network means our college is there. In our college only they are the accessing of that all the enter the college campus of the people. They are the using the internet within the library to all the departments. That is the local area network. Once you have the open the server in our library, it will be reflected the entire the user community of the all the departments they are the accessing. That is the one. That is the main thing. That is one thing. And real time and sharing of that connectivity. Real time sharing of that connectivity means wide area network. So what is that realistic of that information is there where the sharing. That is wide area network. Wide area metropolitan network in Hyderabad. So once we have the channel, it will be open in the TV9. It will be wide area of the network. It will be reflected to the all the areas. So this is the networks. So this unit is the gone. That means what is the so the second unit, what is that reflected in the basically what is that main important in this connection. So main what is the computers types of the mainframe computers, mini computers, micro computers, laptops, personal computers, and the mobiles. So this is all of the computers types of the computers you can write in the examination of that point of view also. That is the main thing. So next one is the communication language in the programming process. So every computer it will be working on the one of the programming. So computer software and the technologies. So category wise is there. So each of that application, each of that computer it will working in the different domains of that people. For example, I am the working in the computer. So what is my main motto? To sharing of the digital content of the information in the user community. So architectures, what is that main motto of that computers? CAD/CAM applications they are using. So in the CAD/CAM applications, what is the purpose they are using? Engineering designing of that engineering designing purpose of that automobile of that engineering. CAD/CAM is reflected to engineering design of the vehicles, etc. So architecture people only in the building structure purpose only they are using the computers. So such type of the different applications of the programming, for example, the software people they are using the different multiple applications. So that is Linux or Java or cryptography, different type of C programming, R programming. So Java, Linux of the programming, different applications of that program. What type of that operations is there on this basis of that they are the uploading the softwares and using the patterns. So in this area whatever the ms does, so that is the mainly all these things so what is the use of that operating system DOS system and also windows. So windows means how it will be working on which window and the multi-user operation means. So multi-user operation systems means so what type of that applications is then required the system it will be supported on this contemporary. That is the need of the data processing. Why? What is the need of the data processing? So every people is the need of the processing to uploading the data. So in this connection, and different data manipulations is the going on. So in this area, preparation of the source of the document. So what type of the source of the document you can require, what type of the applications of the programming you are the choosing, that is the main thing. So in this area, preparation of the source of the document and also input of the data. So what type of the input of the data once you, for example, you are the preparing one of the Linux of that application of the programming. So input of the data, what type of the bank sector you are the support into the SBI. Linux data or JavaScript you are the applying. So in this base, in the customer details, what type of the information, name of the customer, name of the bank account, IFSC code number, mobile number. So such type of the all the inputs we are the uploading and then only you can follow it. That is the mainly. And the manipulation and processing of the data. Once we have the manipulation and creating data and the processing, once it will be uploading in our server, in the share, the automatically the data it will be saving, save the method output of that information. So whenever the information it will be gives to the printout of that concerning the people, automatically it will be reflected to the output. It will comes to the printout and etc. In case no need of that, no need to sharing on that. Just you are the store the information, the storage. Your computer it will be storing the entire the processing of the data. So in the data types of the data processing, what type of the data processing is there? Batch processing. So here the batch processing is the one of the processing of that method instituted in the processing done to the one by one. The type of the data is the gathering time to collect it to the information. So that means each of the data in the file, each of that file, day to day, what type of the data you have the collected, continuously you have the uploaded day to day, it will be reflected to the batch processing. That means in the first to 30th, in the 30 days, what type of the data in the day 1 to day 30 day, we have the collected the data date wise, we have the uploading. So that is the batch processing. Each of the day, what type of that work is the going on, that work it will be reflected on that area. So that is one thing. And also the second one is interactive processing. Interactive processing is occurring immediately after the inputting of the data entering in the computer system. Though that means what type of the processing of the data we have the uploaded, the data it will be processing immediately. We have the whenever we will processing of the data, it will be processed immediately. And the combined processing. So here the combined of the processing of the inter processing, the batch processing in the single system. That means, so what is the batch processing means in the step by step of that format, it will be going on. It will be storing the interactive in the processing of that area, and the combined processing at a time, the both saving of that information and retrieving the information. Both of these things, it will be it will be working in one single window of the platform. The real time of the processing. So real time of the passing parallel relation to the ongoing of that activity in the product of that information in the quickly and enoughly. That means whatever that information you have uploaded, information at the time we have uploaded, it will be taking continuously. And also whenever the data it will be also saving through the system. And also whenever you are asking that information it will be showing. So this entirely the processing of the real time of that information, what type of the data we have uploaded. For example, in the bank sector only, whenever the customer, the data it will be uploaded in the bank details of that account, entirely the bank data details it will be saving in his server. Whenever you will go to ask to the bank, the people will be immediately we have the entered in our account number, it will be reflected the data. Same scenario here. The same whenever you will ask the data it will be reflected immediately. The time sharing system. So whenever you will be asking immediately, it will be 24 by 7. It will be showing the information. So it will be retrieving the information. So in our system, you are the saving the data. Whenever you will open in our database, open to see, we are the searching the sum of that content. Immediately it will be reflected. And parallel processing. So in the parallel processing performed to the thousands of the processors in the parallel of the processing. So in the mainly in the system, for example, in the basically, so whenever in the n number of the applications we have the applied, we have the uploaded in the data. So automatically it will be taking on that. For example, in the SBI, customer is there. They are the uploading in the n number of the people, they are the operating in the different India wise operating. The entirely the server it will be saving the entire that application of in our data. Whenever your account is there here, in case you are asking to the data for example, you are going to the Vijayawada. So at the time you are the logging the banking account on that place, it will be parallelly to providing that information. So that means the user community, whenever the people will be asking, immediately the data it will be provided. So networking of the system of the database, automatically it will be provided. And also and distributed data of the processing. So for example, my account is there in the ICICI bank here. I am going to the Vijayawada. I am asking to the bank statement of that ICICI. The people will be provided immediately. So that means in the data of the processing, it will be quickly and briefly to distributing the process whenever the networking of that system is there. For networking of that system means how it will be working. I am account holder here only. I am getting my bank statement in the Vijayawada in the ICICI bank. So how did it be get it? My bank is there. Network based system only. Whenever in the wide area of that network, the network it will be integrated to the one system, one application to the application. In the globalization of that network, at that time the information it will be retrieving, it will be providing quickly. So that is the called as a distributed data processing. So the process of that information briefly to providing whenever you will asking. Networking consisting many graphically distributed implemented in the computer system. So this process is the continuously going on. Programming concepts. So what type of the programming concepts? So which is that applications where the going on? The application will be supporting to the providing to the entire that information. So that is the application how it will be working on. The computer will be working on what is that mainly arithmetically, logically, test conditionals and experiences, sequence of the changes, input and output devices. So entirely all the applications it will be working on that area. So this is the main of that applications is the going on the entirely the process of this thing in the data distribution system. So once the programming data processing of the system is in the network based systems, all the networking connectivity is there in the parallelly it will be distributed to the one place to another places. Step up the developing of the programmings. So some of the steps in the problem definitions, the programming designing coding and the distribution system here in the problem definition. So for example in the where the solving one of the problem, so what is that main problem where the defining, so what is that main motto where the preparing the networking of that issue, where the sharing the information. Sharing the information means in the networking, it will be whether the local or wide area network, we can thinking on that. Programming design. So what the program is with academic or programming or commercial programming. So what type of that programming you can defining, that is the main thing. Coding. So what coding means once we have the, for example, my mobile is there, that is the screen lock is there. So the screen lock it will be opened, then only it will be calling to the roaming to the any one of that people. So the code is the means the system it will be working on coding of that application. We are the writing any one of that programming of that code on that application it will be working through the basically on the coding of the programming only. Under distributing and testing, whenever you are the started the programming, testing is the main scenario. Once we are the testing that mainly it will be working or not, we can check it, then only you can process. And documentation. So everything is the documentation is the main area. So what type of the documentation, what type of the programming coding applications we have applied, what type of the data we have the uploading in the documents, whether the customers are commercial or what type of the domains we are the working. The documentation is a clear cutly to individual. For example, in the bank sector, the saving account is there, in the current account is there, and the demat account is there. The demat account is no the stock market of the people they are using. The current account is the using only for the business people, but the common people they are the saving of the account they are using. So here the different domains of the documentations where the uploading clear cutly in this area, that is the main thing. And the implementation and maintenance, so every programming any one of the database, any one of the system it will be working on that. Basically to maintaining the implementation and maintenance is the most important. We are not maintaining in the properly any one of the so for example we are using the software application, so there is no any system security and firewalls is not there, entirely the data it will be corrupted, how it will be taken, what is the backup of these things. Thus this type of that problems it will be arising in this area. So in this area the problems majorly these all are it will be reflected to the documentation of that process, objectives of that main programming, what is that main objective of the programming, etc. Computer se- the finally computer security. Computer security means in the firewalls. So it will be comes to the no need of comes to the advertisements and etc. For example, the bank people they are the applying to the bank application, they are the providing to the transactions. That means what is the transactions, cash issues, cash returns, deposits and gas return issues. And also our library what type of the methodology they are the going on, books issues and returns only going on. So at that time the advertisements is the coming, so it will be very nasty. So with the main objective it will be destroying. So in this main wall the firewall of the security, no need to comes to the advertisements and etc. The safety of that firewalls one thing, and also data security. So you have the maintainly strong servers is the required. So in this contemporary main servers is there, so automatically in your data it will be stored and retrieved. And install of that antivirus plagiarisms. So antivirus of that plagiarisms is there, 100% of none of firewalls it will be supporting to the safety of the antivirus it will be reflected. That is the one of that scenario. And also keep our system and protectively. So in the keep of that protectively means whatever the protective is the going on, that is the safety of the firewalls. And use whenever the reading of the emails and that is attachments. So use carefully. That means in the emails where the browsing sending the attachments. So each and everything it will be reflected directly to go up upon that. That is the main thing. And install and using the firewalls programs. Install using the firewall programs means that is the mainly. So whenever, for example, you are the open to the Google to the C, in the anyone of the yahoo.com, etc., it will be comes to the different advertisements on the screen. But that is firewalls is there, it will not comes to the any advertisements. So it will be only what are the applications you are applying, that applications only it will be working on that. So that is the safety of that firewalls. And make breakup of the implementation, that is the make that is the backups of that important the files and folders. So whenever the good files is there, important of the data is there, you can store in our database in the thoroughly. That is mainly one thing. And the user strong passwords. So you can apply the user's strong words, strong user ID and password, not only for the name and numeric. So that is the stars and comma inverted, etc. It will be strong word. It will be protected of the cyber security of the places. So it's safest of the safe of passwords is the safety. No one cannot do open the mails and use care of the installing the program. So a licensed programs we have uploaded in our computer. Our licensed programming means licensed softwares we have applied. At the times the firewalls it will be reflected. Firewalls it will be safest of that method. Your data it will be not corrupted and cloning. Install and the hardwares and firewalls. So once whenever you will be using the hardwares, the firewalls it will be required to install the antivirus plagiarism, so antivirus softwares and etc. And file encryptions and programming and access. So sometimes the files will be encryptions, it will be deleted. So that type of the files is not encrypted. You can safely to preserve the precautions. Spam mails. So the sometimes it will be comes to the mail. It will be not comes to the inbox. It will be goes to the directly to spam. So it will be not showing directly. It will be stored in our database and cloning some of that information. The type of the spams it will be also it will be roughly it will be safety step. That method is very important. Computer worms. So any computer worms is there, that means new computer is there. So the easiest of that way to what is there going on, the computer will be reflected. Some of the hackers is they came, yeah, unwanted sites and unwanted programs is not installing. Immediately safety of that preserve to safest of that method in our scenario of in our computer. So this is the mainly one of the unit. It will be going on completed. And also programming languages. So programming language means what is the programming language? Basic programming is there, COBOL programming is there, Fortran is there. So COBOL is the previous basic programs is the, yeah, that is the 1990s, 80s onwards. The CD, COBOL and this COBOL programming, Fortran and Pascal is there. This is all are the old programming, so computer programming. So today is the programming language. C programming is language. Whenever you are you are the commanding one of the programming, you are the applying one of the software, and the C programming is one of the basically main important of the programming. And also recent to languages. So that is the recent programming language. Today is the world, the different type of the programming language came. Java is came, Visual Basics is came, C plus, Java script, Active Server Database and ASP, Java Net and Python R programming, also cryptography and etc. It's all or it will becomes to the new technologies and applications is the came in the world wise. So this new applications is the helping to the all the people. So how it will be going on, what is the trends and technologies the going on, it will be reflected to the intimating to the all the people. So what whenever the which is the people they are the using different domains, different applications they are the using. So this is one thing. And next one is the library automation. So library automation means in the this is also new trend in the 1990 onwards. So that is the 120 people they are the working, only 5 people are working only. So automation means no one cannot working in the manually. The library basically the automation means, so the library automation means in the previously those who are the people working in the manually, it will be conversion to the automation. It will be conversion to the computerized. That is the called as the automation. That means, for example, the student is the taken to the books from the library. So the student not only to directly to visit the library, in the outside in front of that library, the drop box is there. Once the student comes to the directly, they are the dropping the box in his book, just like as a big box. So immediately the book it will becomes to the one receipt is comes to in his name. Your book is written. So how it will be reflected? It will becomes to the automation. So that means your library is totally to RFID in the automation of that barcoding of that label. So before of that automation of that library in the previous days, the libraries it will be working in the manually. So today the libraries is working in the automation means, so everything, every library, it will be using to the computerized. Computerized means for in-house of that operation, the previously what is the going on, issue and transactions is the going on is the called as name as a circulation system. The circulation system it will be working on what is that area. So basically they are the working one register or library cards they are the given. So in automation no need to given any of that, just like they are the given on the smart card of that library. Once the people will be comes to the library, the smart card it will be showing, so the account it will be open. Before of that going on that, our library it will be creating the database in the online. So before the automation the going to the library, preparing the one procuring one of the software, and that is the called as a library automation software. So the library automation software, there are the two types of that software. So what is that about two types of the software? One is the commercial software, one is the open source software. Commercial software means we will pay the money and get it the software that they are the using, and AMC annual maintenance charges where they paying. That is the commercial database. That is the commercial. So open access database means whenever we are using the downloading free sources of the data, we are the uploading in our server, you are using, that is the called as a open source of the data. So here what is that application software? Upon the entirely applications of the software, it will be working in the application mode only. That means in the automation of that entirely, the process of the issue and returns, it will be working through the computerized only. So that is the mainly. So in the library application software, it will be working entirely in our library, in-house operations working through the computer based only. So in this area, there are different automation of the softwares is there. So this is the next class we will discuss to the softwares and applications. What is the going on? What is the developments and library systems and locally developed the systems and what is the trends and technologies in the library automation in India. So whenever it will be started in each and everything, we will discuss in the next class. Before we will come there in the next class, what are any in this area, some in the library automation, there are softwares is there. CDIS software is there, source software is there, that is the called as a NewgenLib software is there, and Koha software is there, open source of the software. So different the different applications is there. Libsys software is there. So in the next class we will discuss to the Libman software, NewgenLib, all the softwares we will discuss. This is the one of the question is the compulsory in the library automations of that area. So we will discuss to the softwares in the next class. Okay. Thank you. Any doubts, please? Hello?
No, thank you, sir.